Blake Baggett, Monster Energy Pro Series Kawasaki. Let's watch the highlights from today's races at the MX Nations.
Et c'est l'occasion, cette première manche, de profiter, entre guillemets, de ce relatif avantage technique. Les conditions le permettent, il va falloir s'imposer. Tout le monde, bien sûr, va surveiller attentivement l'équipe des États-Unis, mais on pourrait assister à quelques surprises, pourquoi pas, avec un coup d'éclat des Italiens ou bien des Belges. Ils vont se transcender pour ces trois manches dans le sec, mais autant vous dire qu'ils vont se...
The 65th edition of the Monster Energy Motocross Nations took place at Saint-Jean-d'Angely, just north of Bordeaux. The first race, MXoN and MX2, saw a big crash that saw Cairoli, Dean Wilson and Blake Baggett, three of the favourites, go out at turn one. Cairoli fought hard though to work his way back through the traffic. He got up to 22nd and then he crashed and broke his handlebars. Up front though, Chad Reed had pulled the whole shot from Evgeny Bobashev, the 113, the Russian, who then found himself in a battle with the number one, the defending champions, the American Ryan Dungey. Dungey thought he'd found a way past, but the Russian fought right back, and the two went second and third second a few times. It got worse for Italy as Alessandro Lupino went out when he crashed, and midway through the race, the weather came down, and Chad Reed found himself being caught by Ryan Dungey, so the Australian led the American. No one thought about Ken Roczen though, the first MX2 rider. He found himself in second, challenging Reed for the lead. Blake Baggett of America went out, but it was a win for Reed. Roczen second, Dungey third. Race 2 was MX2 and the Open, and it was the 1-1-2 of Jeffrey Hurlings, Gauthier Paulin, and the number 8 again of Ken Roczen, who found themselves at the sharp end. Jeffrey Hurlings led. Gauthier Paulin got passed by Ken Roczen on the 250 to go into second position. Then Hurlings found himself coming under pressure from Roczen, the German, number 8. Hurlings started to pull away as Roczen had problems with his goggles. A rock had smashed the roll-off canister. He had no goggles. Gauthier Paulin for France went through into second and then set about Jeffrey Hurlings, our race leader. The Frenchman, buoyed on by the crowd, eventually made this move to go through into the lead, and from there he was never headed. Marvin Muscan, though, his teammate, had problems all by himself, and he would eventually finish in 11th position after that mistake. Ryan Villopoto, the leading American rider, forced his way up the inside of Ken Roczen to go into third place. It was a win for Paulin. Hurlings was second, Villopoto third, Roczen was fourth. Dean Wilson, the Brit, was down in 27th. Final race today, race 3, the MX1 and the Open, all 450s out on the racetrack. And the Americans needed to be first and second to stand any chance of winning. Well, they did exactly that. Ryan Villopoto found a way past the Evgeny Bobashev, the Russian, to go first. His teammate, Dungey, was down in third position. Villopoto looked like he was going to make a break for it at the front, but then he fell in this corner, and that allowed the Russian to go back by. Dungey almost ran into the back of him. Christophe Pourcel, the leading French rider at the time, went out of fourth position on lap 2. He would not finish the race due to a tyre problem. Up front though, Villopoto had re-caught the Russian Evgeny Bobashev and passed him over the tabletop right in front of the massive crowd, and then he never looked back. His teammate Ryan Dungey, number 1 on that yellow Suzuki, he had it a little bit easier when he went by the Russian into second position. And Tyler Rattray, well, it was tough for a while. The Russian holding off the South African until he made this mistake. Rattray went through into third. Tommy Serler had a great ride for Great Britain from 20th place to 4th, but over the line it was the Americans, Ryan Dungey and Ryan Villopoto, lifting the trophy for the 22nd time. And the trophy then, the Chamberlain Trophy, belonging to Ryan Dungey, Ryan Villopoto, Blake Baggett, and of course Roger de Coster, a 6-time winner as a rider for Team Belgium himself. Team France were second overall after leading after 2 races, and Australia on the podium for the first time in their history. They finished third, 2 points ahead of Great Britain in 4th. The Belgians, who'd been on the podium for so many years, finished in 5th.
Mesdames et messieurs, on l'a effleuré, mais ça n'est pas tiré. Marine, Roger, bravo, félicitations. Le coup est passé près, mais vous êtes encore au rendez-vous.
Et c'est pour ça, c'est mon époque.